Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today I come to you with a video idea that I haven't done much of before, but I was asked by a teacher that I work with to talk about some YA books for her class. Now normally during the week I am a tech person in my school district. I work with a lot of the Chromebooks and things like that. But this particular teacher knows that I like creating videos for YouTube and asked if I could talk about some YA books that focus on either Latinx characters or authors in honor of National Hispanic Heritage Month, which started on September 15th and goes through October 15th. And I said, of course, I think that's great. So I went to our school library at one of my buildings. I work at a couple different buildings, and decided to pull all of the books that I could find that looked interesting to me that are either featuring a Latinx character or a Latinx author. So I am going to show you what I found. I've got, I think, 8 books here. This is by no means an extensive list. This was just kind of what I found at the quick couple minutes that I was in the library and after doing some searching. And I know for a fact we probably have way more between my two schools that would feature books in this topic. So let's jump in and get started. The first book that I found that I think looks really interesting, and I should put the disclaimer out there, I have not read any of these, but kind of after peeking at some of them, I really want to. So this won't be necessarily a TBR, but I do hope to pick up some of these at some point. So this first one is called The First Rule of Punk by Celia Pérez. I'm sorry, my light is a little off today, so hopefully you can see that. I thought this looked adorable. And on the back it says, a classic tale of friendship, identity, and punk rock. Always remember the first rule of punk: be yourself. So what if you're a total weirdo? We're all weird in some way, right? Right. So I love this. I think it sounds like it would be super funny, and I definitely think I'm gonna pick this one up. And it just, I don't know, that's what I love about YA books. I just think they're so cute and fun. So that is the first one I picked up. This next one that I found is called Salsa Stories by Lulu, Delacre. And I feel terrible. I am probably going to mispronounce some of these authors' names. I've done that in the past and I apologize, but all of these look fantastic. This one I thought looked really unique because it looked like a little bit of a shorter story. It is definitely a very thin YA book, but it does include some pictures in here. Some of them are like full page details, and other are just like little drawings at the top of the page. So I thought this one looked really interesting. And it says, salsa music blares from the stereo. One by one, family and friends who come from all around Latin America arrive at Carmen Teresa's house to cook, dance, gossip, and play dominoes, which I love playing dominoes. We play that at my grandfather's. And the New Year's Day celebration begins. So it just sounded really cute, and I love a good like short quick read. And I think sometimes trying to grab students' attention on what to grab from the library, that can be a really, you know, helpful strategy, because if they start out with something short like this, they might be apt to grab something longer than the next time. So there's that one. Now this one I've heard about a little bit on BookTube for sure, and I want to say someone talked about it at the Besties book retreat that I attended to last month. But this one is The Last Cuentista by Donna Barbara Higuera. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. Hopefully that's coming across there and the light's not reflecting on it too bad, but absolutely gorgeous. It says, a girl named Petra Pena who wanted nothing more to be a storyteller like her abuelita, but Petra's world is ending. Earth has been destroyed by a comet, and only a few hundred scientists and their children, among them Petra and her family, have been chosen to journey to a new planet. They are the ones who must carry on the human race. So sounds really interesting, and for me this would probably be a good one to pick up, because I'm usually not like science fiction fantasy reader, but YA tends to be a little bit more friendly in that respect. So this one sounds super interesting, and like I said, you can't get by on that gorgeous cover. Next up, and like I said, finding these, it was finding on our shelves. I actually have to give a great shout out to the librarian Taylor that I work with. She even gave me a few of these recommendations. So even after I had my pile picked, she's like, oh no, don't forget about that one either. But this one is Santiago's Road Home by Alexandra Diaz. Really neat. I like all these covers. That's another fun thing about YA. But this one says, no river or wall met them at the border. Instead, they only came across strands of a barbed wire fence that had been cut. One strand rose, attacking Santiago's leg when he accidentally stepped on it, but it didn't even tear a hole in his new jeans. Was that it? Nothing more than broken wire to mark an invisible line in the sand and parched grass? Santiago thought he would feel something when he crossed, but he didn't. Everything remained the same. The same desert sun beat down on them. So, I'm assuming, oh, and actually, okay, so I remember when I picked this one up, it says, the coins in Santiago's hands are meant for the bus fare back to his abusive abuela's house, except he refuses to return and he won't be missed. So I think that was the one that definitely hooked me when I picked this one up. But on the cover, even there's a detention center on here. So, I don't always like to read the flaps. I never want to know too much, but that one sounds like it would be great. Another one that I picked up is Before We Were Free by Julia Alvarez. Like I said, sometimes my light is going to definitely mess with some of these covers, but it says, one day in a time not too far in the future, Poppy begins, as if he's telling me a bedtime story. You're going to look back on all of this and think, I was a really strong and brave girl. I shake my head. I'm not strong or brave, I want to say. Oh, yes, you are. I know you are, he insists, reading my thoughts. He tips my face up by the chin, so I'm looking straight at him. I feel as if he's hypnotizing me. I want my children to be free, no matter what. Promise me you'll spread your wings and fly. So, yeah, like I said, some of these just sound really intriguing. This one was actually a specific one that my library media specialist Taylor recommended. She said she read this one in college and told me to pick it up and put it in this pile. And this one is The Epic Fail of Arturo Zamora. And this one actually won the Pura Belprix Honor Book Award. And this one is by Pablo Cartaya? Like I said, I apologize. These are some beautiful names and I'm probably butchering it, but as someone with a last name, I understand the struggle when it comes to pronouncing it. So it says, save the restaurant, save the town, get the girl, make Abuela proud. Can Arturo Zamora do it all, or is he in for a big epic fail? Something tells me this one could be funny. I don't exactly remember what Taylor had to say about it, but it looks really good. And it looks like short chapters, which I love. So like I said, I'm gonna eventually want to pick up most of these. Another one that they actually had featured in the library when I went to look is this one, and this one is Sanctuary by Paola, Mendoza, and Abby Sher. And so this one on the back, it says, run. When they are coming for you, run. Run faster than them, run smarter than them, just run. I knew what it meant to live a lie that made me awkward and shy around people I didn't know, a lie that made me skittish when I heard sirens or got assigned a project in school that involved personal family narratives, a lie that thrived off of all my fear. For me, the lie started when we left Columbia. So, this one for sure, and not just because it had it featured in our library, but that one I really kind of want to pick up because it's stories like those that I haven't read a lot about, and so I'm really looking forward to picking that one up. This one I think I found when I was looking for one of these other ones here. Which one was it? Oh, when I found the other one by Julia Alvarez, I also found this one, and this is called Return to Sender. Beautiful cover there, and there's actually some Spanish on the back here, and I regretfully did not take Spanish in middle school and high school, but it says, where are you going, swift and weary, shallow, why are you leaving here? Oh, what if you lose your way in the wind, looking for home you will never find. And that's a quote by Narciso Serradell Sevilla, who was alive from 1843 to 1910. And this one says, after Tyler's father is injured in a tractor accident, his family is forced to hire migrant Mexican workers to help save their Vermont farm. Tyler isn't sure what to make of these workers. Are they undocumented? What about the 3 daughters, particularly Marley, the oldest, who is proud of her Mexican heritage, but also increasingly connected to her American life? So I like that it kind of hit on probably some of those questions that a lot of our students are facing, especially if they have, either a Hispanic heritage, or even if they don't and they want to learn more about it because maybe they're having some of those thoughts. So I thought that was an interesting description. And last but not least, this is a book that when I was searching for books to possibly pull from our library, this one came up in so many searches. And it was a National Book Award finalist. And this one is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erika L. Sanchez. And like I said, it's gonna shine off of there. But it says it's a poignant and laugh out loud funny story about losing a sister and finding yourself. Perfect Mexican daughters do not go away to college. They do not move out of their parents' house after high school graduation. Perfect Mexican daughters never abandon their family. So that's all I kind of want to know about this one. Like I said, I'm always afraid that either the back or the flap is going to ruin a book for me. But this one was highly recommended on so many different lists that I was looking at. So far, those are all of the different books that I picked through our library to kind of feature. And now granted, these are all YA because I do work in a middle school. But these I think would be a great way to indulge in celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month, which goes through, like I said, October 15th, and give kids, whether they are part of this culture or not, a glimpse into writers or culture that they may not interact with on a daily basis. And I think that's an excellent idea. Do you have any favorite books that are written by Latinx authors or feature any sort of Latinx history or culture? Make sure you let me know below. I would love to check out more than just what I have here out. As always, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.